Welcome to Sagar's Reveries. I'm Sushma Sagar. All content on this channel is drawn from my original work. If you are inclined to pause and to reflect on our shared human experience, come walk with me. The journey begins here. Let's begin with a story titled The Vault of Forgetfulness. He had no children, no servants, no relatives, no neighbors who dropped by, no remembrances from the past, nothing she wanted to hold on to. She spent her days working quietly around the farmhouse near Mount Abu, with its guava, mango, and jamun trees, and a small vegetable garden for seasonal produce. For entertainment, she owned a large transistor over which she would listen to news and songs from her youth, the 1940s. The locals had a name for her, Angrezi Madam. Beyond that, only a few octogenarians spoke of a scandalous affair 4 decades ago. Her closest companion was a parrot, Sergeant by name, whom she had trained to speak only what he saw. Any intruder, human, wild animal, most often a troop of monkeys, was startled by Sergeant yelling, "A thief! A thief! Gun down the rascal!" And then Angrezi Madam would fire a shot in the air from an ancient relic of World War II. One summer evening, a heavy storm blew in. The sky darkened to pitch black. Lightning flashed, thunder rolled. With the electric power cut off, she lit a Petromax and hung it on a hook in the wall of the veranda. She then sat down in a wicker chair and gazed out into the pouring rain. She shuddered as a flash of lightning lit up the entire hillside in a fierce blue incandescence. That was massive, she thought. In the next lightning flare, she became aware of a figure in the distance walking up the cobbled path. "Sarge, do we have a visitor?" But Sergeant remained silent. She stared into the distance. Sure enough, in another minute a sheet of lightning shimmer revealed there indeed was a man struggling up. She walked in to fetch the rifle. The rain and wind continued furiously, and the Petromax swayed a bit. Along with it, the faint shadow of Sergeant's cave moved across the wall. The parrot fluttered his wings and looked as if grappling with a recollection. "Stop, or I will shoot!" she shouted above the sound of the rain. "It's me," the man called out, his voice strained. "Rana Amar Singh." "The dead never return," she responded. He came closer now, rain streaming off his silvered temples. "I came back, that is all," he said quietly. "Liar! You are an impostor. Amar Singh was lost in battle on D-Day." He stood still for a moment, then said wearily, D-Day. Yes, I was there. I was left to die. But I did not die. He took a step forward. She froze. I do not know you, she whispered. He spread his arms and moved towards her. No, she screamed. A shot rang out. No one heard it other than Sergeant. He remained silent. From that day onwards, Sergeant never spoke again. Near the vegetable garden, within a few months, flowers bloomed over a patch of earth. Sergeant and his mistress would often sit beside it and watch the flowers dancing in the breeze. Over the transistor, occasionally, a song would play. There'll be bluebirds over the white cliffs of Dover. Here's a poem. We are scattered. We are scattered like droplets falling upon hard surfaces. Not even the solid cadences of a symphony could have gathered together the man who has plugged his ears and now sits enclosed in a room. He could go out and walk among the crowds or join the drummers. He sends out his ghost instead. This fractioning of self further withholds the unity he dreams of attaining. No, he must leap across, travel beyond the tunnels of ignorance, across the dark landscape. Then maybe the sky would yield its secret and tease away the synapses built through foolish yearnings. A human's essence is all light. He must acknowledge it and reconnect with the power from whence he has sprung. Why remember God? In chapter 8, verse 6, Shri Krishna says, quote, whatever state of being you remember at the time of death, that state you will attain, unquote. The takeaway from this: memory becomes our destiny. Whatever occupies our mind habitually shapes what we become in this life and in the next. So, in chapter 8, verse 7, Shri Krishna counsels us, quote, therefore, remember me at all times, he says. The more constantly we dwell on the divine, the more aligned we become with him, and that is how our destiny is shaped. In chapter 15, verse 15, Shri Krishna says, I am seated in the hearts of all beings. From me arise memory, knowledge, and forgetfulness. Unquote. The takeaway from this: memory, knowledge, and forgetfulness are not mere mental functions. They are governed by the divine presence within us. So, when you remember and when you forget, both movements arise from the same source, and both are necessary.